And I'm like, this sucks. Marvel Bar? That shit was weak.
That's one of their, like, I get a discount there because it's like a sister bar or something.
This looks way cooler.
Marvel Bar is like, they try too hard to be like a prohibition bar.
For sure.
Constantine just lets it happen.
This is cool.
Yeah. They just like...
Do they? Oh, they have serve food down there too,
yeah,
huh?
They do. Yeah.
Dude, their drinks look
They serve
ridiculous.
the homemade Pop-Tarts.
Oh my god, I'm going.
Yeah, they're fucking...
Oh, they have tater tots or cheese tots or something.
Yeah, tater tots. Also good.
Okay, yeah, this is the spot.
I still love Lucky's tater tots.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Those are like... That was my first orgasm, was eating a Lucky's tater tot.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
It looks like
I'm curious on this place now.
like just look at
It's
this.
super
I'll
cool.
take a look at it. Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's your phone.
That's my phone. You can...
It's like, look at this.
Have it if you want.
Yeah, it's like identical.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, what's
Same
your
kinda-
case like?
A little different. Similar though.
Looks the same.
Kinda.
Except my background is the love of my life, and is...
That's the love of my life.
Yeah. So,
My
I mean...
wife.
Wow.
Mine's
my dog.
I like your dog. That's
Thanks.
cool.
Her name's Winnie.
Oh, dope.
After
what is
the
that?
poo.
A cocker?
The
Or,
poo?
no,
She's
no.
a Poochon, because I like puns. So Winnie the Poochon. Guys, my hedgehog in college was named Winston Churchquill,
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
and I called
That's clever.
That is
Yeah.
very clever.
That's really clever.
But it, I had to say his full name in order for it to be cool.
Yeah.
Right.
But Winston was a dope name.
That's a good name.
Yeah, the Singer Parkway.
Yeah.
Mandy actually,
She's a fucking
like,
stud.
Winston
son-
Churchill was like an OG. Winston Churchill was like
Yeah.
a fucking hero. So my hedgehog, therefore,
Was a hero.
he actually had crippling anxiety, and I had to send
really?
him off to like a camp. But
Does that mean he died?
no, I don't know for sure.
You know how they like.
I had
how
it was
parents-
a closed adoption.
Was it?
I didn't.
Parents are always like, oh, we sent little fluffers off to camp.
He's at college.
He's at college, but in actuality, they put him down.
He's been dead for years.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
dead. And then you find out later, and you're like,
Mom, you could have just told me. I thought that he was over taking classes at Cornell.
yeah, he's a smart fucker. But hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. We have our friend Amy in the house. She's hanging out with us today, and we're just gonna bullshit and talk about stuff. And thank you. Do you want to look if there's any questions, real quick?
Yeah, I can. I'm sending this to our photographer because I'm like, dude, we need to get on that.
I can talk
that's
to the
right.
manager.
Yeah, that would be if you don't mind.
We'll just get all that bullshit out of the way first. Yeah, if you have questions, send them into podcast at ironandinkfitness.com, and we will answer them. If you have any questions for Amy at the end of this, we'll relay them to her via text message or whatever, and we'll answer them for you. But what's going on? How you doing? You doing good?
Yeah.
Doing good?
You know, I've been moving all week, so as good as you can do.
Yeah, I saw you got the Nintendo 64 set up.
Fuck yeah. And then all these people, I love it. These people would DM me back trying to be like slick, like,
You want to play?
Where's your Mario Kart? Like, why the fuck don't you? I have Mario Kart, but why would I advertise? Everyone has Mario Kart. If you don't know how to play Super Smash Bros., you're not allowed to come over and play on my N64, and that's the rules.
I we would have like battle royales, no joke, in high school.
Who would you pick? This is how I judge people and their characters, who they pick on Super Smash Brothers.
Kirby a lot of the time.
Fuck yes,
Kirby.
always Kirby's
Kirby's
first.
the best.
Jigglypuff.
I just love sucking people into my mouth
Yeah.
and spitting them out.
You just walk, you just wiggle over to the edge, and then
Dude, I had one of my friends was impossible to beat. Like
That's me.
to the point where it's like I don't want to play because it's just it's not gonna happen.
yeah.
Yeah, but Kirby was, and then everyone would choose Kirby, so everyone would just be a different color Kirby.
Eating each other.
Yeah, just eating each other the whole time.
I liked Link a lot because
Yeah.
he was swift. You get a hammer in his hand, you know that hammer where you just go fucking ape shit.
Yep, and it gets super big and shit. Yep.
I think
So I don't mean to cut you. This is interesting.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I'm thinking this is him. I'm just going to throw that out there. The reason I'm thrown off right now is he sent me a link to an IMDb, which is him. Interesting.
His cool kid page.
Well, he says, here's what it is. He's a wardrobe style and costume designer, which is fucking right. He put his info on there. Scott Fontaine, so it looks like it is him.
Cool.
Thanks, Scott. He said, hey guys, just had to drop an email and say how much I love this last podcast for so many different reasons. I'm not sure exactly what episode he's talking about. Huge fan of the clothing line. I started with one shirt and mainly bought another. I'll be buying more for sure. Have a great rest of the year and Happy New Year as well. Scott Fontaine, wardrobe style and costume designer, cell phone, IMDb. Went to his IMDb page.
Does he got good style?
Well, it's not him. You know, he's fine.
Oh, it must be. It must have been the Ian episode because we did talk about like clothing and like what influences our clothing and shit like that.
Yeah. So he's got some lady and some
That's cool.
But he's got movies on here. Known for Soul Hunters. Welcome to Dreadville, the
nickname.
Sad Cafe. Looks like horror movie.
That's your nickname, Soul Hunter.
Interesting. Is he from here? No.
He's probably out in California if he's.
No, originally from Jersey. Oh, wait. That's crazy. So he does costume and wardrobe.
That's rad.
Wow. For 14 years. Originally from Jersey, blah, blah. Yeah. Moved to LA as a fashion stylist, wardrobe style, personal stylist, costume designer. Very cool. Awesome. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it, man. That's
Thanks,
rad.
Scott.
You have sounds like you have a dope-ass job and somewhat similar in ways with clothing. Thank you for the support. Suck and sweet.
All right.
This bang tastes like shit, by the way.
Is that the
What
original
kind
one?
Is it the blue one?
The
OG.
OG flavor. It's Star Blast. What's a Star
I
Blast?
don't fucking know.
I think it speaks for itself.
It's not good. It's definitely not good.
Star Blast. Just go with the normal. That's what. Okay, let's get into this. So, when it comes time to energy drinks and shit like that, just fucking name it what the flavor it is. You know?
Yeah.
Just I don't want to have to question what I'm about to taste.
Doesn't I hate how Red Bull, they'll just call it whatever color the can
It's
is.
yellow.
This one's fucking yellow flavored.
That's like not even giving a shit at that point.
Hey, we got some
Here's
yellow.
a red.
Put in some effort.
This one's blue.
Like, okay, so what the fuck are we talking
Also,
about?
all of Red Bull is like colored, like it all tastes like asshole in a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
That'd be funny
actually,
if they just said that. It's
this
just a
tastes like
butthole.
asshole.
This
in a
is
cup.
a butthole.
You know what sucks though with society now? If you said that on a can, it would fucking fly off the
Oh, yeah.
shelves.
Yeah.
For sure.
Butthole in a can. People are like, what? That's funny. Huh? And they'd be drinking it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
No.
it's ass eating season.
Is it?
Yeah. It's wintertime. Everyone's.
I've never heard that. That's new.
Yeah, that's new to me. I thought
heard it here first.
I thought that was just a
ass
year-round
eating
thing.
season?
Oh God, eating ass in July. Oh,
Well,
Oh yeah,
you
it's
gotta
too hot out.
too
huh?
hot
Yeah,
outside.
makes
in the
sense.
shower and shit, and like you got to be selective about the time you're doing it. But I mean, but the good red, I don't like Red Bull at all, and it pisses me off how if you're ever at anything that's holding an event or anything. And even bars,
Oh my
only
God.
bars, they
I
only
was
have
in
Red
Chicago
Bull.
last weekend, and it was me and two girlfriends, and we ordered 3. You know that point in the night where you're like, yeah, it's vodka Red Bull time. Like if I'm this night.
I haven't done those forever.
I'm sober, so I don't know that.
Well, can't relate.
Back in the day.
Anyway,
Yeah,
back
I
in
didn't
the
really.
I did,
I
yeah.
thought I was gonna have a heart attack once.
So my girlfriends and I are like, all right, 3 vodka Red Bulls. She
Yikes.
gives them to us. They taste like shit per expected.
Yeah.
$75 fucking dollars.
Yikes. You know, at that
So in
point,
mathematics, that's $25 a piece.
I'm like, if this doesn't
Rita, some
clear my
bougie
skin
joint.
and get me laid, what?
like, was it super swanky or was it just like a dive?
Yeah,
bar?
we were in Chicago at
Sure,
this
yeah.
bar called Celeste, I think.
Okay.
That sounds sexual.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why we went.
Or I knew a person named Celeste.
Yeah.
Hot.
Was she a stripper?
No, she's married with like 8 kids now.
Well, 8 kids.
Shit, but she's getting it. All right.
Yeah,
for her.
so there's that.
And that was the most.
I'm judging you right now. I'm looking it up. It only got a 4.2.
Well, yeah, probably because their drinks cost a
Because
fucking
a
arm and a
vodka
leg.
Red,
I'm
a
like,
vodka Red Bull's
Did
$800.
you? So you actually paid for your drinks?
that night, yeah. I mean,
That's good for you.
Good for you.
That's good.
yeah.
Most
We-
girls are like,
for you.
oh my god, is there like a guy around to buy
Who
me
can buy me a
dinner?"
drink?
New Year's Eve, though, we
I
like.
mean, this place is alright. It's alright.
There's
but
like
it's not-
6 floors to it. And each floor has like a different vibe. So there's like a disco floor, which was pretty lit, but my friends weren't into it. And then that floor was sick. That
That's
floor.
sick. Not gonna lie, that's dope.
So do you have to like swap out what you're wearing for the
You just take
floor?
the
You're
fur
like,
coat
this
off.
one doesn't work
This
here.
doesn't
This
work
one
with my
doesn't work
outfit.
here.
We actually spent most of the time on like the top floor. It was just like plants everywhere.
Is that this one here that I clicked
yeah,
on? That's
that
dope.
one.
That's sick
It
as
was
fuck.
super cool.
They got the old school bird cage.
Yeah.
You know?
Can you go in it?
No, it's too small.
Too
It's
small.
just bird sized.
Yeah,
Just
bird
bird
size.
size.
Yeah.
Bird size bird cage.
But
you know?
the thing is if the second you let a guy buy your drink, you're obligated for like a 5-minute chat. And that's exhausting. I'd rather just buy my own drink.
Totally. I
What
agree
if
with
you-
that.
yeah. That's why I don't buy drinks.
That's why, not because you're 2.5 years sober.
That's a reason to. No, I'm saying like I don't buy drinks for people.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's one of my things is I don't buy alcohol.
Yeah.
It just
Well,
I don't
especially
know.
the sober guy.
Yeah. Like
Wrong guy to
I'm
pick.
Even
You buy me a
if I'm
drink?
out, I'm like I'm not gonna buy you a
One
drink.
time, this was like 2 months ago, I think. I saw this
Food looks
guy.
good.
I saw this guy. I was at the Loop or something, and I saw this guy who was like kind of hot, and I was trying to be like a baller, so I sent him. I sent him a Don Julio Reposado shot from across the bar,
Nice.
and he like was super flattered or whatever. But the bartender fucking told him that it was from the wrong person.
Oh, serious?
So I never even got the credit for it. I just got this dude this nice ass drink, and he took it and loved it, and then like that was it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
The Loop
But
is
that was,
amateur hour, by the way. That shit
I
is
know it's
garbage.
but that's like it's
I
like
like this room. That's sick.
yeah.
No.
It was super funny. So, oh shit, this must have been a few months ago. It was still warm.
So more than a few
think
So
months.
more than a few months ago, for sure.
Yeah,
It's like today.
but
oh.
we're
Today's nice.
Right?
yeah, today's nice.
So I didn't
We're
even
at-
wear a jacket.
I don't own a
That's fine.
jacket.
I wore a hat.
There you go.
That Carhartt joint.
Yeah.
What's up with
You're
that? You
trying
gonna
to be
go
all
cut some
fucking-
fucking
yeah.
logs and shit?
Carhartt's back.
Oh, is it? You streetwear junkie, you?
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. So you get 2 hip hop artists, ASAP Ferg,
Mm-hmm.
Action Bronson throws on a fucking with his big man
Yeah.
titties. Love Action Bronson.
He's a
though.
fucking stud muffin.
And he has a Carhartt, and it's funny because that brand you can buy that shit at Fleet Farm.
yeah.
For
The
real.
company-
No, I grew up in like rural USA, and
Right.
Carhartt was like
Mega.
Where?
northern Minnesota,
Where?
Wadena.
I've
Where
heard
does
of
that
it.
buy?
I've heard of that. Pictures.
Exactly. It's like an hour from the closest major town is Brainerd, and
Okay.
that's an hour and a half away.
Yeah, been to
Okay.
Brainerd.
But like right now, I'm pretty like head to toe basic white girl. I got Vans,
Yeah.
skinny jeans,
Adidas
fucking
hoodie.
Adidas crop.
We got to get you in
Beanie.
some shit here, you know?
But
And a
it's good to
fucking
be
Carhartt beanie.
it's good to be self-aware.
Yeah.
You know.
It's good to be.
You're just and
Dude,
blonde hair.
It's so
And I
funny.
have
Look at
blonde
their
hair.
pop-
Like, what
hair.
a
What the
fucking
fuck?
poser.
You know they've gone mainstream when they're popping off Aquaman.
Okay, but
beanies.
Aquaman
Like,
can
it-
fucking get it. We talked
Movie,
about
We
this
talked
last
about that
night.
last night.
I heard the movie was just awful.
I haven't seen it.
She
I look
like
at him and I just
Jason
think
Momoa.
Drogo.
Yeah.
Dothraki.
Right, but different character, whole different
No, I
thing.
know.
Like
Whole
that's the
different
funny.
thing.
People
He
are
doesn't
like, oh,
speak
he's so
English?
good. No, he doesn't talk at all.
Yeah.
Like he has.
He's
horrible dialogue.
yeah.
Do you guys remember that movie?
He's a handsome man.
Yeah.
Very handsome man. Not the greatest actor.
He kind of looks homeless.
Yeah.
But that's
well,
like
in
hot now,
Game
I
of
guess.
Thrones, he didn't really have to do
He
much
didn't-
acting.
exactly. He just had to
He just
and then
fucked up acting.
smash Khaleesi from behind. That's all he had to do.
And then he just died.
And then he died because he got cut by a fucking poisoned sword. And then the witch fucked him up.
Yeah.
And then he died. It was sad.
That was tragic because
it
like
was.
Khaleesi finally came around and she
Yeah,
was like, I
'cause
know
she
you
was, like,
raped me
hitting
and
him from the
everything,
top.
But I still love you.
Yeah.
but I love you now.
Because I'm your moon.
Yeah.
Moon.
Yeah.
How
Star
much you
and
pay for
moon.
that Carhartt beanie? How much you pay for it?
It's my roommate's.
Oh,
you
you
stole
it.
No.
Damn.
I borrowed it.
Are you gonna give it back to her?
She wore my hat to the gym today, so this
Oh.
is like
Fuck it.
Okay.
yeah.
Fair trade.
What type of hat though?
It's
Dad
a
hat?
baseball hat that says
Dad
daddy
hat?
on it.
Oh god.
So yeah, it's a
Fucking
daddy.
It
throw
says
up.
what on it?
Daddy.
Throw up. Makes me want to throw up. Makes me want to
Daddy.
throw up.
Oh my God! When I was in Chicago, I wore this T-shirt on the second night out. I wore this T-shirt, and on the back it said "Poison Me, Daddy" on it.
Oh god. I
And-
hate you.
It's so funny.
this is
I think
video.
the whole daddy
hilarious.
thing is so fun. That's the next one for
That
me.
too. It's
I've
fucking
always thought
bright blaze orange with camo ear
That
flaps.
way,
Yep,
way when I frolic through the woods,
Yeah.
no one shoots me. But I wore this fucking shirt, and I've never gotten so much attention at a bar in my life. No
Oh,
one,
from that
From
saying that one you were
everyone
saying
from
Poison Me
Poi-
Daddy
yeah.
or some shit.
It's first of all, it's lyrics.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's funny.
It's funny.
I think Daddy, that whole thing is so funny.
I think it's hilarious because it's so disgusting.
It's so disgusting.
It's so not okay.
Okay.
If you
I
break it
asked-
down, It's not okay.
What do you guys think of this? Okay. So you guys are men, so this doesn't really apply to you, but I was asking my girlfriends last night.
Okay.
So let's say your dad and your boyfriend, or your mom and your girlfriend, okay? Their brains get switched. So your dad's brain is in your boyfriend's body, your boyfriend's brain is in your dad's body. The only way to switch them back is to fuck one of them. Which one do you fuck? So your girlfriend and your mom, or your wife and your mom's brains get switched. Do you fuck your wife's brain in your mom's body, or your mom's brain in your wife's body?
That's so crazy. I feel like this should be a movie.
Yeah.
Or this could be she could have pitched that. You could have pitched that to any of the fucking
no one
Netflix
steals
channels.
this idea,
And they would have been like, it's way better than Bird Box.
Or fucking Freaky Friday.
Yeah, that's a better version of Freaky Friday.
It's like
fucking
the kinky
Friday.
fucking Friday. Here's what I would do.
Okay, let's see.
This is crazy.
I've put some thought into this. You gotta fuck your dad's body. You just gotta bite the bullet. You gotta put a blindfold on. Get super fucked up.
You just bird box
it. You get annihilated to the point where you don't remember anything.
But what if part of the whole thing is you have to consciously know what's going on?
Then I gotta put.
That just got worse.
Yeah. I gotta put because you gotta figure dude's gonna have your dad's voice. You gotta put tape over their mouth.
Oh God, you really
bag over their head.
People are into that shit.
That's what reminded me was the whole daddy thing. It's like,
all right, you need. I think after this, you need to go straight to therapy. Straight to therapy.
Well, I also have a really good relationship with my dad, so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that doesn't happen to you, where you have to like have that thing happen.
Yeah. That'd be.
I'm just intrigued.
I would also have to have a boyfriend first.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck.
We're still on the Carhartt thing.
I'm just looking at why it went from like to farmersonly.com to a streetwear brand. So yeah, it's funded by Hamilton Carhartt. There you go. Mm-hmm. It's funny how many clothing brands are actually
names.
The name of the dude's last name.
Yeah.
And then when you hear the guy's name, you're like, that fucking sucks. Like, you know, but if you see that, you're like, Carhartt, that's dope. Like the name, whatever. You don't even know what it means. Just looks cool.
Yeah.
But then when you find out his name's Hamilton Carhartt, you're like, oh.
But that's actually kind of a dope name. Hamilton
that is.
Carhartt.
Yes, Hamilton.
That's a killer name.
Mm-hmm.
What do you even go by for short? Hammy?
Ham
cart.
Ham
cart.
Ham cart.
What up, Mr. Ham Cart?
I just call him Ham.
But no, that's funny because Carhartt was, I went to Champlain for high school, so that was like a grouping of like Champlain, Brooklyn Park, Dayton, and then you get out to Dayton, the Dayton area, Dayton, Elk River, all that, and that's all anyone wears is their brown Carhartt.
The guy I
jackets.
dated my freshman year of college was from Nebraska, and he had the big fucking Carhartt bulky jacket.
Yeah, that's right here. They had it on their website. They're not that expensive.
Or they wear the Carhartt. I just picture ice fishing. Outside, no ice house with the bibs, the overall bibs and jacket and hat, and you're just like fucking Carhartt all day.
And then like Tim's or some shit on the bottom.
For sure.
Tim's are back hard.
Oh,
okay, so are Docs. I want to get a pair of Doc Martens so bad, but my roommate says that I would look like too emo with them on. You have
like, blonde hair. You could not possibly look emo.
You saw my black hair picture though.
I did. That if you had black hair, then you could be emo.
Did you know I used to have black hair?
No. You got picked?
It was hilarious. It's
oh my
fucking
God.
hysterical.
So are Doc Martens, they very uncomfortable?
Yeah,
or
Doc
not?
Martens suck.
Yeah, because you have to stretch them.
I sent
product
this to Alec
stretches.
yesterday.
How funny is that shit?
That was me. That was me in high school.
I go.
You can rock the dark look.
I chopped those bangs myself. My mom was really thrilled. I also did all my own piercings.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she was like, I was like, how much did you hate your parents at this moment? And she's like, I ate dinner a lot in my room. And I'm like, did you actually eat your dinner?
Yeah, right. Definitely not.
Touche. No.
They just slide it under the door.
My mom like knocks politely. She's like, honey, are you coming up tonight? Get out of my room, Mom.
And then
fucking glass.
My Chemical Romance
literally
just goes on.
I was just thinking, I don't know why I Write Sins Not Tragedies was their best song from that album, because I was listening to the song Lying is the Most Fun a Girl Can Have Without Taking Her Clothes Off.
It's a good title, huh?
But that song fucking slaps. way harder than I Write Sins Not Tragedies, and I don't know why that didn't become the mainstream song.
Because
let me tell you about that. Mainstream, it's super fucked up, right? So it's so, music, as you know, it's so subjective, right? Mm-hmm. So you just said a good comment, like, oh, this song fucking slaps, like, this is the jam. Why didn't that go? It's like, I think, like, you could hear something, right? And you just said, that's the jam. Like, that slams. Like, that's the song. I think a lot of people just don't make their own choice. I feel it gets distroed out.
They just, like, hear it. They're like,
right.
yeah.
So, well, no, they do. Like, think of how many songs you've asked someone if they're not deep into music, right? Or just whatever they're into. Yeah. Let's just use music as an example. And they go, yeah, I don't know who that artist is. But I hear it all the time on the radio or on Sirius Satellite. That shit, like, irks me to my core. Because then I'm like, you don't know who the artist is. Like, do you know even what they look like or dive into it? And they don't care. I just think music gets put out there, and then people go, I guess I like it.
The lead singer of Panic at the Disco was my sexual awakening.
What do you think of the new record?
You know he's bisexual?
That's
fine.
Do you know that?
That's fine.
He's not bisexual.
I thought
He's not gay, he's bi.
He has a different name.
Because or is it he likes him and he has threesomes with his wife. With
a dude?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
but I thought he was into dudes as well.
What about
he is? But what about
different?
He's pansexual.
There we go. Whatever
What about Pete Wentz? He was also up there for me. He's totally.
You know what sucks about them is they suck at performing.
Yeah.
Pete Wentz cannot sing, but he
no,
like,
not at all.
His guitar just.
We actually heard that we recorded years ago with John Feldman, and he said because like Pete Wentz lived in the area, you know, all those guys in LA, whatever. And his producer that was with us was like, yeah, dude, he never played his bass parts and he never sang. So then the producer just was like, okay, I'm going to do your tracks for you because he can't do it.
Yeah.
You know? He's just, as we call, they're phoning it in.
Yeah.
Right? Getting a paycheck.
I saw Fall Out Boy last year live. Pretty good. I mean, I took my sister to Jingle Ball, so the fact that they were at Jingle Ball kind of speaks for itself.
I think Fall Out Boy put out I was gonna say I think Fall Out Boy put out 2-3 good albums, and after that terrible.
Do you remember the song Dance Dance?
Yeah. That's not old though. I'm talking like
way
Grand
back.
Theft Autumn and fucking Where's Your Boy? Where is your boy tonight?
See, that's why he's in the band.
A gentleman.
That's why he's in the band. That fucking smolder.
Look at that look. He's got that fucking creepy stash.
I have a Apple Music playlist called Nobody Understands Me. God, remember that song I Don't Care by Fall Out Boy? Is that old to you?
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up.
I don't care what you think. Is that one?
What album was that on?
Let me check.
Their newest album. Oh God, it's so bad.
So what was interesting? Did you hear they dropped an EP? Right? Did you hear about that? And it's like their old shit. It's just them playing. Actually,
it's from the album with like the French title.
With the bear? No, that's not old. That's not old Fall Out Boy. This record is the best thing on the planet. So From Under the Cork Tree, I would say Infinity
Lake
on
Effect
High.
Kid. Lake Effect Kid is good. That one's new.
Yeah, that's the new one. Yeah. But that's like their old shit. They're like actually playing as a 4-piece band. Like if you hear that. Yeah, there's a couple good songs on that.
I was listening to, did you see my Instagram story? I was listening to We
the
Kings last night.
Yeah.
Fucking
We the Kings are the shit, man.
What is that band called?
They just dropped an album not too long ago. There's
We the
only
Kings
2 good songs on it. There's only 2 good songs on it, but
do you remember Secondhand Serenade?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually have
Holy
a funny
shit,
story
Yellow
about him.
Card.
We just saw William Ryan Key not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went what was the show? This
Wildlife, and he's doing his solo stuff now. He's got a fucking incredible voice. It's insane. Mm-hmm. You should check out his solo shit. Is nothing like Yellow Card. It's all acoustic and whatnot.
But the reason I like
it's so good.
Yellow Card is the vocals are actually good. You find remember like Third Eye Blind, vocals weren't that good. They just liked it because they sounded like they hurt when they sing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they do have a song called, I think probably the only song anyone knows is Jumper. and that's about
What
suicide. So
isn't Never Let You Go?
Never Let You Go.
Third Eye
big.
Blind.
Yep. Good song.
won't you step
Here's the
back
thing about
from
Fall Out
that
Boy that's
edge,
fucking
my
hilarious
friend?
is they have the best album or the song names.
Oh yeah, they're hilarious.
Oh my god, they're so funny.
They're hilarious.
I slept with Fall Out Boy and all I got was this T-shirt or some shit like that. They're
Demigods,
they're
like this
well,
one.
them and Panic had these long ass song titles.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, and best one is 4 Years Strong. Have you listened or heard their stuff?
Have you listened to Panic at the Disco's new album?
oh my god, that one song that's always on the radio.
that?
I don't listen to the radio.
I listened to the very last song, the one
Yeah,
where it's
that's-
just him and the piano.
Yeah.
My car is from the Stone Ages, so I have to listen to the radio.
Have you
And
heard
there's
of-
this station, 96.3, and it's all like
96.3?
alternative.
Yeah, it's all, yep.
I love
Wasn't it the
that.
hip hop station back
No,
then?
that's 95.
95.
Oh,
yep, they're
jeez.
I think they're like sister fucking radio
Yeah, they are.
stations.
96.3 and 97.1, all the emo hits that your heart could possibly desire.
Yeah.
You want to hear these? These are pretty good.
Yeah.
It Must Really Suck to Be 4 Years Strong Right Now. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Revere's Midnight Ride.
Paul Revere can get it.
This one is good. This Body Pays the Bills, and the S is a $sign. What the Hell is a Gigawatt? 19 with Neck Tats.
Relatable.
Flannel is the color of my energy. It's pretty fucking good.
What's the color of your energy?
No.
Okay.
Black. That's mine.
Listen, do you smell something?
Purple
Like, these are
velour.
great.
Yeah. Well, you think because
Spanish
you
rap.
think I wonder if what they do is because like you know how in pre-pro and everything we just have the fucking hilarious names like Help Chris I'm on Fire and stuff like that. I wonder if they just
I don't know why we
stick
don't
with their.
leave that shit.
I don't know why.
I wonder if they just stick with their like pre-pro names.
Like, come on. Track 1, What's in the Box?
Yeah.
Like, this is fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
I wonder if they do stick with their pre-pro names
I'm assuming that's what they do. That would be pretty awesome.
because that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, when you take it too serious, man, that's where shit gets just lame. Oh, there's a 10th anniversary. This hasn't come out yet. Got it.
What
Yeah.
about a little less 16 Candles, a little more Touch Me?
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I don't... So do you like the new Fall Out Boy or no? Like any of their new
It's
album?
fine. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, like, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, you're not a real fan if you didn't listen to them when you were
Sure.
like alone in your room crying. Like, I'm not like one of those
Right,
people.
right.
So if you like their new stuff, that's cool. But is their old stuff better? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll listen to their new stuff because, like, I'm loyal.
sure.
You know, they got to pay the bills too. So
Yeah.
I'm here for
They're
it.
not
but
struggling with those bills, but yeah, they do.
It's more of like, I want, to me,
you know
it's
who
like,
I wish would come out with a new one is the fucking Arctic Monkeys.
how long have they been not together?
A while.
Oh, really? No shit.
Yeah. I think
Never
So-
got into them.
So
really
let's get a
they have good stuff.
let's
Oh, I've
hear
heard.
some of your favorite bands.
Well,
Throw 'em at us.
my current thing that I'm a real groupie for. You should probably know this. The 1975. You have to. They're getting like pretty mainstream now.
The band is?
They're the one, the Poison Me Daddy group.
I honestly I don't listen to the radio, so I don't really listen to a whole lot of
The
mainstream
band's
stuff.
called
The
1975?
1975.
Oh, right here.
And their music is kind of like ominous of...
I like their album art.
Their album art is really cool, and their concerts are incredible. Like, the lead singer actually has vocals, except he recently stopped doing heroin, and their music
that
took
sucks.
a sharp turn.
Yeah. Get them back on it. Get them back on it.
But I think,
Someone
like...
shoot that guy up. Come on, fuck.
Take one for the
Yeah.
team.
God.
Sad, though, isn't it? Like, sometimes they're
crazy.
better artists that
Yeah.
way.
And he actually does
I'll be right back.
interviews about that, like the way that his like lyrics have changed since becoming clean. He's a lot more like introspective, and their music is kind of pop, if we're being honest.
Like pop punk or just like
Pop
overall
punk.
just
yeah,
pop?
I would say, but like they have some music that is honestly like it could be just like a slow ballad.
Yeah.
Like their new album is just ballads.
Okay. I dig ballads.
Their older stuff is like 80s pop mixed with like alternative.
Mm-hmm.
Really into that. I'm going to their 6th concert this year.
Where are they at?
They're based out of UK, but they come to Minneapolis every time they're in the States.
That's crazy that they actually come. Most bands usually don't swing through.
Well, they started doing like First Ave
Okay.
and shit like that, and now they're finally getting into like
The Armory.
the Armory. They're literally at the Armory.
Palace. Are they at the
They
Armory?
They were at Roy Wilkins last year.
Dude, that place is a dump, though.
Dude,
It's so gross.
it sounded like shit too.
I'd imagine it's just a.
I'm excited to see how they sound at the Armory. I went to a concert at the Armory during Super Bowl.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
Because we were at Roy Wilkins. We have friends that are in the WWE, so they came through and we went to the show. The show was fucking rad, but it's a fucking. Ugh.
Yeah. But the 1975 sounded the best. My favorite show by them so far was at First Ave, because they're one of those bands that just sound better in like an intimate.
Oh yeah.
So the 1975 is probably my favorite band right now, because like I don't know.
Did you hear them off the radio?
No, I actually found them when I was like 18, when their first like EP came out.
Did it speak to you?
2013, it looks like.
It really spoke to you.
Really, my little heart.
How many songs?
So many. There's this song called Sex, and that was the first song I ever heard by them, and it was an acoustic version, and the lyrics were like, like, take your shoes off in the back of my van, and I was like, yeah, okay.
I've done that.
I've done that. It's about like sleeping with someone who has a boyfriend or something, and I was like,
that's gross. That's rude.
It is.
It's cheating.
Here we go. Hold on.
I like him. I like his voice.
His voice is so nice.
You know what's interesting?
And then the next part is like, my shirt looks so good. It takes, and it's just hanging off your back. And then this part. Hold on. This next verse is good. She said, use your hands in my spare time. We got one thing in common, it's this tongue of mine. She said, oh, she's got a boyfriend anyway. This was the first song I ever heard by them. It came out in like 2013. And I was like, I'm here for it.
Yeah, they're dope.
And so then they came out with a song called Chocolate. And basically the whole song is like, my hair smells like chocolate, my car smells like chocolate, we're running from the police. Whereas chocolate, it actually means like drugs. Like whatever. And that hit the radio. And that kind of was what took off. Which is interesting because that's arguably the worst song
you've ever heard.
No, my car never smelled like chocolate.
It says like Arctic Monkeys and
yeah, they're very similar to Arctic Monkeys, and I love Arctic Monkeys too. Basically, if you had to sum up my like quote unquote edgy music taste, it's really just like mainstream punk pop.
Yeah, that works. I mean, I think for me, pop punk is always a go-to.
It's just good mood music. Yeah. I was listening to Good Charlotte's. I
fucking love Good
Charlotte's. I Don't Want to Be in Love the other day, and I was just like,
have you listened to their newest music, like the past 2 albums? They're awesome.
They've been good for years.
Well, they're always good, but yeah.
So I mean, I also listen to like hip hop and stuff, but I kind of have to be in like the mood. I'm like always in the mood for like pop punk. Like that's probably my like.
Well, I think it's lyrically, it's
better,
so much more thought out.
Well, in the 1975 writes all their own songs, and all their lyrics are like they came out with a song this year where they just threw out Donald Trump direct quotes, and you're like, God, this song is raunchy, but you look up the lyrics and it's all shit that Donald Trump has said.
It's interesting.
It's really funny,
and it's funny because they're Europeans.
Yeah,
like, why
so they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
These guys, this was a game changer. Did you hear this album? New Trophy Eyes. Oh boy,
shit.
Like it's.
I'll send you a bunch of shit to listen to.
Like,
okay.
This is the banger. It's got that, like the band you just showed me. They're from Australia, I think.
Trophy Eyes, yeah, I believe so.
They used to be like a hardcore band, but now they sound like this. Awesome.
Yeah, I like
the choruses are huge on this record. So yeah, they totally changed their sound to being like a hardcore, like screaming type band, and then like this is how they look. Like they're like a bunch of. Like,
they're just a bunch of white dudes.
Yeah, and I think the reason it works well, that style of music, it's the simplicity of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like when people overthink shit, it's like, dude,
you add too much like auto tune and shit. It's like, you know what gets me really hard is a saxophone. If you can throw a saxophone in there,
for sure.
If you can throw a saxophone in there and make it work.
Who just did? Oh, fucking Bring Me the Horizon did that on their last record.
1975 does a lot of sax.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, those guys are sweet.
Fucking love it. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So why don't we dip into kind of what you're doing? Because, well, I mean, we can keep it on the train of music and everything, but you make
music.
like what I say is you make finger music. You make finger music, and that's super rad. So you're basically doing not covers of songs, but you're interpreting.
I just interpret music for the quote unquote hearing impaired, the deaf, the hard of hearing, it's good. There's a group. There's like some of the deaf community really enjoys music, and the only piece that really needs to be filled in is translating the lyrics that in English don't really translate. So actually taking the lyrics and pulling them apart and putting it into sign language, because a lot of deaf people aren't as fluent in English as they are in sign language. Yep. It's a different syntax. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. So when I interpret a song, I'm not just doing it word for word. I'm actually pulling apart the lyrics and interpreting the meaning.
Yep.
And make the song, like, when we listen to a song and we hear those metaphors, we're like, oh, yeah, right? But for deaf people, those metaphors don't necessarily mean the same thing. So it's actually pulling it apart and making it so that they get the same experience that we do from the lyrics.
So when you choose, like, I'm going to do this song.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to actually
It's a song. So I did Humble by Kendrick Lamar last year, and that was my most popular. It got like 35,000 views on Instagram or something. Rad. And that one took the longest just because rap music, you have to really dig to get the point. Because you're like, are you just saying shit to flex? Like, right. In which case, sick. And that's why I did Kendrick Lamar, because he actually has shit to unpack.
Mm-hmm. So but then J. Cole, he'd be another good one.
Yeah. And then lately I've been really into doing just surface level, like mainstream. Like I did
600 million views of his fucking video.
Yeah. Unreal. I did like that James Arthur song that just came out, I think.
Super good.
And then I did, I did that Dan and Shay Tequila song, cuz
I hate that song. But I like Dan and Shay a shitload of the songs on their first album.
Yeah.
They got some bangers on there.
This is Khalid. I did this one. I had purple hair here.
Oh, that's dope. You do it.
So you just kind of...
That's awesome.
I did this song because I'm friends with the guy who drums for these guys. So I was showing off and did this song. Because this song, everyone likes this song, you know?
What about, so for people that are hearing impaired, what about rhythm? Like, so because I know if you're not 100%, like, you have all of your hearing missing.
Everyone's different.
Right, you can feel the vibration of, like, the beats and whatnot.
I work with a student who she's young, and she's profoundly deaf, which is very rare to be profoundly deaf, where there's, like, nothing. And she benefits a lot from vibrations.
Right.
And that kind of thing.
Yep.
So that group of people really enjoys live music better than, like, because they're just watching me do this.
Right, go to the show, you can feel it.
You're not going to get anything from watching me do this unless you just want to watch me say things. Yeah. This is mainly for, like, hard of hearing people who have residual hearing that just have a language barrier.
Sure.
And honestly, like, the thing that makes me uncomfortable with it is there is a stigma behind interpreters who choose to do this. It makes me look like I'm exploiting the language for my own personal gain or something like that. And they're like, some deaf people look at it like, are you doing this for attention? Or are you doing this to actually interpret? And, like, I will say, watching a deaf person do it, like deaf people who are capable of and they have the skill set to interpret, it's a whole different experience. Like, they can do things with the language that I can't do because I'm not deaf, and it will never be my first language. But for me, it's, like, really good practice, And I actually have like deaf people in my life, like my personal life, who really enjoy it. So for me, it's more so about that than like the Instagram views and the fucking.
What is? Yeah, I was just gonna ask. Like, so if someone came at you or someone said, "Oh, you know, you're," no
one's ever came at me.
Well, like that, like what you said, looking to kind of exploit it. I feel there's really no by you doing. There's no negative part.
Right.
Right.
It's more so just like, why are you like why? It's more so if I wasn't good at it. If I wasn't good at it,
suck.
Like there are people on YouTube who just don't do it well.
Sure.
And you're like,
so you're putting out bad info.
And so you're not doing it for the deaf people because
right.
you're not good enough to be doing it for the deaf people.
Right.
So who are you doing it for?
True. Yeah.
So it's more so like that community of people that don't know the language well enough to do it.
Right.
And I stopped making videos for a long time because my skills weren't refined enough. And then once I felt confident in my ability to like tweak the language, that's when I started doing it again. Because I watched some videos and I'm just fucking cringing. Because I'm like, if you took the music out and you just watched the sign language part, that makes no goddamn sense. Like I always watch my videos on mute first and make sure that it makes any sense before I put it to music, because it's like you watch some people that are just taking the words and then they're putting them on their hands and it's like you don't understand what sign language is. It's not.
Yeah. So how'd you I'm guessing you, because my sister did 4 years of sign language in high school and then in college as well. Did you start in high school?
Well, I had a deaf girl in my classes growing up. So there's always an interpreter in the room in all my classes. And so I was always like aware of the language and stuff.
Whoops. Sorry.
I like that song.
It's good.
I like that movie.
I don't know why the hell it just
that fucking, what's that movie called? The play.
Fuck, 94 million views. Holy shit.
The movie where it's they have the trapeze artist.
Yeah.
The Greatest
Showman. Yeah.
That soundtrack rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was familiar with sign language, had the whole thing in my face growing up, and I was really involved with the Special Olympics my whole life. And a lot of kids with developmental delays benefit from sign language more than English, because sign language, you can kind of get things across without ever having to express anything verbally. And a lot of kids who are non-verbally autistic or whatever, they can still communicate, and that's fantastic stuff. So then it wasn't until I was 18 that I started taking classes. No, I was 17. And then I worked my ass off. Like, I was watching videos at home all the time. I was reading books about it. I was going out in the deaf community and just going into, like, breweries where there's a shit ton of deaf people that get together, like, once a month. And I'm just there, like, doing my best to keep up. And, and they're all really patient. They're like, great, you're trying to learn. I'll slow down for you. Like, and once I got
super cool,
really good at spelling everything out, like, I'm a swift finger speller. Once I got good at that, everything kind of like took off from there. And then I was getting my undergrad in English because I really love literature and stuff, and I wanted to be like a professor. Like, that was my end all be all.
Sure.
So I was going to start as an English teacher, and then I had my sign language teachers being like, I think you should be an interpreter. We don't have a lot of interpreters that are like...
Yeah, I was just going to ask, how many of
I mean, my job security is nice, but my salary is not nice. So
which shocks me, because if...
Everyone says, like, oh, interpreters, they make like $55 an hour. That's only if you've had X amount of experience, these certifications, blah, 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 blah. No one tells you that to get certified, it's going to cost you a few grand. And, like, it's hard, too. So, I went to school for 2 more years and got my interpreting degree. And now I'm, like, working in schools with deaf kids. So I'm kind of using both things, which is really nice.
It's awesome.
Really cool. And I've done some freelance stuff. Like, I did an AA meeting and church stuff. I did a funeral, which was really uplifting.
Wow.
And
now, are you getting called? How are you getting, like,
so you can sign on with an agency, but for me, all of my gigs have been word of mouth. Like, there was a lady I met at a photo shoot, and she worked as a graphic designer. She was the designer for the shoot. And then she got a job at some other place, and they needed an interpreter for a conference. And she was like, oh, I know an interpreter. So she DM'd me on Instagram. And like, that's how I've gotten all my gigs, because agencies take a cut. And
Referrals are the best, aren't they? They're the best clients because then it's like they know you're no bullshit.
Well, and I have a mentor because I'm not certified, so I have a mentor. That's like one of the stipulations. And she actually like hooks me up with gigs that she thinks that I'm capable of doing. Like there's some things like obviously I'm not going to take a job in a hospital because I don't know how to like talk about cardiovascular disease in sign language. Like I'm not going to take that job. Yeah. So there's also all those things that go into it. I worked at a like a call center for a while, and that was really really interesting because so basically how the service works is a deaf person will call the service, me, and then they'll give me the phone number to call, and then I call them. So I have them on a screen, and then the hearing person is in my headset, and I relay the conversation. And that was a really quick way to pick up things, get a different consumer, talk about a variety of things. It was mostly like legal conversations, stuff that you can't do in person. But every once in a while you'd get these calls where you're just like, what the fuck are we like like I'm talking Child Protective Service. I interpreted phone sex one time.
Oh my god.
This deaf guy calls a fucking sex hotline, and I interpret it, and I can't switch out because you're not supposed to switch out once you're in a call. Yeah, you gotta do it once you're in it. And the only thing is, the only way I could have hung up on him is if I actually saw something like actually saw
inappropriate or something.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Wow. The sex worker was like, how old are you? Like, what's your name? I'm like, 45. My name's Mike. You don't sound like a Mike.
You sound like a young girl. You know, like, weird.
All those
words. You're like, I'm actually interpreting. My name's Amy.
You literally say, like, the person calling you is using an interpreting service called blah, 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 blah. The person you are hearing is an interpreter. Now we'll proceed with your call. And so all my coworkers, like, crowded around my cubicle, just fucking dying. I took, like, a half an hour break. I wanted to take a shower. But, like, all those words I learned in my, like, vulgar sign language class that I never thought I'd ever have to use.
Oh man. So here's what I'm curious on, from what the way, like, from an outsider looking in, right? It's something that's a necessity, right? We need people like you to help out and provide a service.
It's a service. It's like I'm a hearing aid.
What blows my mind though is you said, the pay is shit, right? Yeah. But to me, I'd be like, well, if there's so few of you, I'm assuming there's not a ton of people that can do what you do. I would think the opposite, that you'd be able to make a shit ton of money because there's so few of you, you know, and you're needed.
But I am a government employee at the end of the day.
You're working for so do you take all the holidays off then?
No, because I'm also a server, so
true.
At a hotel, so I get no holidays off. When I'm not interpreting, I'm just serving
slanging
the rich.
Food.
Yeah,
slanging food,
slanging booze.
How many times a week are you doing, or like monthly, like, do you do these, interpretation?
Well, Monday through Friday from 8 to 3:30 I'm interpreting.
Wow.
At a school for deaf kids. And then I work 3 to 4 nights a week at the restaurant, and then whenever I can fit it in, like if someone's like, hey, can you interpret this Saturday for this, and I have the energy and the prep time, I'll do it. Like a pastor reached out and was like, hey, we can't find an interpreter this Sunday. And I straight up was like, I don't have it in me this week. Like, I'm working every day this week. I gotta have that Sunday off.
So, one day I need mimosas.
I need my bottomless mimosas. I need to mask my inner turmoil with alcohol.
For sure.
No, I kind of just like there was a while there where I was taking every job I could get, because it's annoying billing, like doing all the invoices and stuff and all of that just to get like $200 at the end of the month. But like, there was a while there where I'm like, I don't want to babysit again. I don't want to serve again. I was doing the most. But it was actually, like, I had a lot of anxiety doing all those gigs, because, like, you're showing up to do something for someone you've never met before. And
God.
One time I showed up to a gig, and the deaf person that I was interpreting for was a professor at Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C., which is the most prominent deaf university in the country. And I am this first-year interpreter. And, like, I recognized her. She was in my textbooks.
Oh, fuck.
And I was just like, you've got to fucking be kidding me. And I was interpreting, like, a conference for her. And that was when I was like, all right, I need to really vet these jobs that I'm taking. Because that was not fair to her to
Right.
have me. Like, she deserved better. So there's things like that where you're just like that. I'm not saying that my kids deserve, like, there's just different levels to it.
Totally, yeah.
Interpreting a 5th grade math class is a little different than doing a conference for a deaf professor.
Right.
You know, it's not so much like, well, she deserved better, but they don't. It's like my knowledge,
your capabilities.
level.
Yeah.
And she's like the top dog.
She's
right?
like the top dog. Yeah.
Yikes.
I'm not gonna go interpret an open heart.
So how did that go?
Fine. She was really gracious and
Sure.
like kind.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, she knew I was new. I
Sure.
told her, like, I actually, like, after the job was done, I was like, it's actually really cool to meet you. Love your work. See ya.
Can I get a picture?
Yeah.
You'll probably never call this agency again. But
Right.
sorry about the whole me thing, but
That's interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting thrown in some... It's funny, you don't think about these situations. I mean, the sex line thing is fucked.
That's
but, like,
crazy. That's super
besides
funny.
that, like...
It was so funny.
Do you know stats on that? Like, how many people are hearing impaired that need interpreters? Or what is, like, the demo on that?
Yeah, there's like 7.2 million.
Fuck.
And
Just in the U.S. alone? Or just...
I think like North America.
Oh, wow.
And then the stats of deaf people that actually have language. It's like 2% that have access to language.
Jesus.
It's really sad.
Well, I'm going deaf. I mean, I have like 85% hearing loss in my right ear. So
Are you gonna get a hearing aid?
no, I'm gonna hire you.
That's what they do.
I'm gonna hire you.
You know?
You have to know sign language first.
I'll learn it.
Okay.
I'll learn it.
That's crazy. That many people. It's just like... And it's just not...
Oh my god, it's unreal how many people are so nice. Like, I get DMs all the time from dudes being like, so do you know Braille? Why the fuck would I know Braille?
Maybe you should pick it up.
Is Braille still like a thing though?
For blind people?
Yeah.
Why
Right,
would
but like,
deaf
do
people
even
need
blind
to-
people use that? Because I don't
Yeah,
even.
they do.
Do they pretty regularly?
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's so many tools and things that you know.
I mean,
that a
Braille
blind
is
person,
still like their only means of reading.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's deaf blind people, and I've interpreted for deaf
Can you
blind
imagine
people.
that?
It's just a different life. I mean, their quality of life is fantastic. It's just different. You just got to
Right.
put a different lens on.
Well, it's also too if you were born that way.
Yeah,
They don't know any other way.
All we know
Yeah.
is hearing and seeing.
Right,
So
right.
all these people are like, "Oh, what you're doing is so great for that poor community." I'm like, they're fine. They're fucking smarter than me.
I love how you took that because people don't. It's like they're not some petty piece of
No,
shit.
they're not-
like they're
not
humans.
broken.
Like
Yeah.
they're not fucked. They're not
They
fucked
just can't
up.
fucking hear.
Yeah, so you're just doing your job. That poor person.
Like, oh
Like,
my god, you are like such a humanitarian. No, I'm an earpiece. That's all I am.
And
it's
I get
great
paid
that
to
you
it.
do that, but I mean, there was a guy at the gym lifting. He's blind
Yeah.
and in a wheelchair.
There's a guy
Dude
that
rolls up and he had his stick and he's like crushing the weights. I'm like, dude, he's fine.
How does he know? What?
he feels them.
He feels
picks
them
up.
Yeah, he feels the
true,
weights.
true.
He feels them and he knew what he was
You
doing.
immediately, like, well, like think about the ones that like. I think because I go to Lifetime, so I don't think that for like dumbbells and everything, it actually it doesn't have the cutout kind of thing of what it is. How are you gonna know?
They know come on feel, and also if he's been doing this since
If
he
he
was
picks it up
little.
and he's like, "Yeah, this is too heavy," puts it fucking back.
Yeah, puts it back. He doesn't give a fuck.
I don't
about
know
that
what my
number.
PR is.
Whatever.
I've never seen what I'm actually doing. So, serious question. This is a serious question.
Oh, okay.
If you had to choose,
Blind. I mean, deaf.
you'd rather be deaf
I
than
would-
blind.
Yeah, I already know sign language. Duh, I'd rather be deaf.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would-
but think about it. I don't.
Odds of me being.
I've actually thought about this. I have a lot of morbid thoughts that go through my mind, like a lot.
get
Like
me
fucking weird shit. But I'm like, okay, sight is extremely important. Hearing.
Do you know how nice it would be to like never be insecure about the way you look?
Yeah, I know.
True.
That's the funny thing. You've never
Yeah, I know.
thought. Like if you just kind of just don't give a
If
fuck.
I just like
throw a
if I
trash
don't-
bag over you,
if I don't
just
have
zero
to look-
fucks given.
If I don't have to ever look at myself in the mirror again, I'd be so much happier.
True.
Do you think it's different for girls and guys?
Yeah.
I
I think guys, like, if you have acne, that's just the way it'd be. For me, I'm like, God damn it, now I have to spend 15 minutes on this thing.
Right. Like putting makeup on it.
But I was so I love movies, TV shows, like fucking love them, and at the same time, I fucking love music.
I think one thing people don't think about is it's very rare to be completely one thing. So like, legally blind doesn't mean it's black.
Yeah, I know. But this
you could have tunnel vision and go to the movies. You
but this is
right.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
in terms of the question I'm asking is, you're blind. You can't see. You cannot see. It's black. Deaf can't hear.
Yeah, I'd pick deaf every time.
Thing.
I would too.
But
you can go to the movies with captions.
Well, yeah, but
I still have captions on and I can hear.
Think about music.
Yeah,
go to live
because you can feel the vibration.
Yeah, you can feel them, but you still can't hear.
But correct me if I'm wrong. The vibrations, right? When you feel that, they are hearing it. Is that right? To a degree.
I don't know.
Because I wonder, like, how much can they pick up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm always was intrigued by it because I know people that I've seen that are deaf. Mm-hmm. They go to a show, band comes out, and they know, and they're like singing on cue. I'm watching them, and I'm like, they fucking know the song, like verbatim. So I was just, it's interesting.
Literally like every person's different. You just never know. It's all per situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. I think it's awesome. Yeah, but I would agree with you. I would go with, I'd rather be able to see.
I have a lot of good would you rathers. Let me find one.
Yeah,
I'd rather see.
That's what I was. I'm
kind of the queen of these things. Okay.
All right, we're gonna play Would You Rather.
Would you rather be amazing at any instrument only if you have to be naked when you play it, or be fluent in any language but all you can say are just wildly inappropriate things?
Naked music.
Yeah, first one
for sure. Because then people would just get used to seeing your cock.
Or I mean, it's kind of like what the Chili Peppers did.
That's like Jenny from Forrest Gump. She was naked playing guitar.
Yeah.
Good reference.
Yeah, and she just covered her vagine with the guitar. Yeah.
Jenny,
and she hit her titties.
Behind that guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go with number one.
Would you rather be compelled to high five everyone you meet, like you have to high five them, or be compelled to slap every redhead on the ass?
You know, I do the first one. The second one's funny. I do the first one because it seems like it's spreading positivity.
Hey,
what's up, bro?
What's up?
Hey, you know what though? That's old school shit. You're like bringing it back.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Well, I think it's.
Yep.
I think I probably have to do the high fives as well, because the slap on the ass with the way things are going now, that's a sexual harassment.
Jail real quick.
Yeah.
Sexual harassment.
Would you rather have every time someone Googles you have your browsing history pop up, or one inappropriate photo of you?
Browsing history. I got no shame.
Yeah,
I got I'm not hiding nothing.
I think everyone's
the photo would be pretty funny though. Yeah, browsing history, but the photo.
I don't watch it.
You don't watch porn?
Not really.
Never heard of it. Never heard of them.
I used to. I don't. I used to.
I don't remember the last. I think the last time I watched porn was.
It's been a long time.
I'm assuming girls. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you and your girlfriends. Girls watch
lesbian stuff.
No. I'm just saying totally different stuff.
Yeah.
Than what a guy would be into.
You guys, this
correct?
is so funny. My roommate and I the other day were super hungover and like slap happy, like just.
Pedialyte. No?
No, we
Get
forgot
on that
it.
train.
We were in Chicago. We didn't have Pedialyte. So we were like, do you guys think that dry hump porn exists? Like,
for sure. Anything you could possibly imagine exists.
Well, that's what we thought. So we Googled it, and I just clicked kitchen dry hump. I'm like, this one, love kitchens, love a good dry hump.
Sure.
So watching it, and I'm picturing it as like through the lens of someone who's into this. I'm like, yeah. Right? Dude's in the kitchen trying to reach something behind this girl.
Denim on denim, you know?
Denim on denim. Some good jean creams.
Right.
So that they started like doing it. And then all of a sudden she turns around and goes, "This isn't right. You're my son."
Oh.
Okay. Imagine being into that and be like getting off to it, and then all of a sudden you're like,
says that.
Oh my God, I just did that to incest porn.
That's
now you have that weighing on you.
Well,
why didn't they put it in the title?
Yeah.
If it's incest, you need to put it in the title.
Well, probably because you know why? It's not
really
interesting.
But people turns people on.
Think about all those stepmoms.
Oh yeah.
All of that stuff is in the title.
Yeah. So there's I forgot what.
Well, they wanted to make, you know what it is, real quick? They wanted to make it interesting because there's only so much denim on denim you can do. And then people are like, I'm losing interest. And then they throw you the curveball and they go,
their mom and
by
son.
the way, I'm your mommy. Or some fucked up shit.
Oh,
there's a, I think it was,
I'm just saying.
I think it was on Your Mom's House podcast. It's like one of my favorite podcasts. But they were breaking each state down because you can search like what is the most frequently searched porn category for each state.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, actually.
And they're listing off all of them. It's weird. There's a lot of...
I can guess West Virginia's.
What is incest?
Incest.
Yeah. It's weird, though. Like, there's all that weird shit, like, to the point now where I feel that, like, it gets so out of hand, like, where there's, like, food and, like, costumes. It's like, what
I've
about,
never gotten that deep into the porn.
No, I'm saying, like,
really?
that people are... I don't do that, but I'm sure people are into that, right? So, what's up with just regular old sex?
I saw this.
Right?
I saw this, screenshot. Let me find it. The porn categories were so funny. This guy. I disinfect the casting couch.
How brutal.
I hug you and say I had a really good time tonight, and then I go. I do the dishes without being asked. I, your stepbrother, decline your advances, but am flattered.
What's up with the stepmommy stepbrother thing?
Because it's just a fantasy.
Yeah.
To like, I got
this
a hot
is
stepmom.
This is wrong, but it's right. Yeah.
Wait, so is that related? Well, no, you're not
related.
related.
You're not related.
Ugh,
it's just a
it's
fantasy of having like
I
a
went to high school with these step siblings, and they have a child together.
Wait, but that's
stepbrother, stepsister. They have a child together.
They're not related.
They're not related. It's not technically incest, but still extremely fucked up.
Yeah.
Why though? Just
they
because
grew up together.
Okay, I'm just asking. I'm just trying to put it out there.
Their parents are married. Their kids their kids have a total of 2 grandparents.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's a no for me.
Just think about the family reunions on that one.
Imagine explaining that to your children.
Dude.
Well, let's be real. They probably don't give a shit. They probably explain it, and they're like, "It is what it is."
All right,
deal.
pop out some. Let's do a few more. Would you rather?
Would you rather have fingernails that scream bloody murder every time you trim them, or have your food beg for its life every time you eat?
Food beg for its life. I don't give a shit about that.
That's true. It'd be a fun little game.
Yeah.
Please don't eat me for the
Please don't eat me.
Wasn't there the fucking movie about that
sausage party?
Yeah. That shit was so bad.
Yeah, but
that was so funny. He fell asleep, and the funniest part was the food orgy at the end, and this fucker was sleeping.
I fell asleep.
You didn't. I mean, you missed exactly what you thought it was.
It was so funny.
The fact that you fell asleep is a perfect metaphor for that movie.
Well, if it's past 10 o'clock and he's sitting.
Yeah, my dad.
I'm up at like 6 a.m.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
I'm
done.
Like, I'm fucking out.
Like
dude.
we'll be
at late night shit anymore.
No joke. On countless occasions, it's been where I'm over at his house and we're watching TV or movies, and I watch, whether it's a movie or TV, multiple episodes or a full movie, and he slept the whole time.
It's one of those things that it's what you get to look forward to as you age. But I don't care. I mean, I'm in bed by
You're comfy.
10. I'm up at 6. You sleep in later. I mean, you usually sleep in a little bit later.
Yeah.
I've trained 2 or 3 clients.
When I can sleep in, I try to.
I can't.
Because during the week, I'm up and at it.
Yeah, your hours in food service too are probably like.
Well, I get up at 6:30 to go to the school to work with the youths, and then I go right from there to the bar and I'm there till midnight. So I get like 6 hours of sleep a night, which is why I'm such a gleaming ray of sunshine.
You are a gleaming ray of sunshine.
Well.
And then you're back at it. You're home by like probably 1 a.m. and you have to go back to.
I live right by the restaurant.
That helps.
So
that's awesome.
It's a 3-minute commute.
Nice.
So the second I'm off, I'm basically home 10 minutes later, and
that's good.
In my PJs, my jams.
Your jam.
My jams.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's a different life though. I mean, years ago I used to work in the food service, and it's great money. It's fucking killer, but. Started at 5, ended at 1 in the morning.
What I like about the place I work at now versus the place where you guys met me at was that, like, the clientele's a lot less weird and creepy, and they don't, like, stay late or anything.
Sure.
So, like, it's a classy group of people. They're just there trying to, like, take their sugar babies out for dinner.
Yeah.
Can you define a sugar baby, please?
Like, we get these old men that are there with these hot 20-somethings.
Well, that's the fitness community of Minnesota that you probably wait on.
So
most of the time,
with that, I'm curious because I'm very naive.
We have a lot of sugar daddies that take their sugar babies to the hotel to eat, and then they go upstairs after to do their deed
to get a hand job. And
so basically, it's prostitution.
Basically, yeah.
Well,
really, what's the difference
with sugar daddies and sugar babies? If it's sexual, yeah, I mean, basically,
right? Like, let's cut the shit. If you really black and white this,
I try not to like shame women for it, because you gotta
it's their choice.
Collect the cash where you can get it is your choice, but I also know of girls that have just met up with dudes and gone out for dinner with them. I was just going to bring that up. $600.
Yep. There's women that, and now this is men as well, do it, but more for like older men do it as they get lonely, and they're like, there's no sexual like interaction. They're like, I'm wiring you this money, tax free.
I had a guy offer me $20,000 for 20 photos of me in in
a Carhartt hat?
Yeah, just
a Carhartt hat.
That's it.
And you didn't do it. Why?
Well, let's hear what the stipulation is, because
he wanted my face in all the pictures, and I work with children.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
Smart move.
But 20,000. I asked him for proof, and he Venmo'd me like $500.
That's not even close to the 20K, but
he's like, that was just to prove that he had it and that he would do it.
Did you wire the $500 back to him?
Yeah, I felt really weird. I declined it because I was like, now he's gonna now he feels like I owe him something.
I get asked for really weird shit.
Oh my god! Instagram
Basic does too.
So weird. So weird. Someone is using me to catfish people right now. Like someone out there
gets it every day.
And last night I got a flood of messages from people being like, "Why the fuck did you unmatch me?" And like I was wondering why I was getting like this
unmatched
weird push. I was getting this weird push of followers yesterday, and so obviously someone with this Tinder account has been telling people that my Instagram is like my Instagram, and then people were starting to get onto it, and whoever this girl or guy is unmatched a lot of people, and then when they got unmatched, they went to my Instagram thinking that it was her, and messaged me, which is bold by the way, and are like, "Hey, say you get unmatched."
Yeah, like I'm fucking super awesome. Why'd you unmatch me?
And then you go DM them and be like, "Hey, did you mean to do that?"
Right.
I think you made a
shame.
mistake. So people like DM me and they're like, "Did you mean what you said on Tinder?" And I'm like, "I haven't been on Tinder. What are you talking about?"
Right.
I'm not on Tinder. And then like I had to tell probably 15 people yesterday that it was a catfish account. I finally put it on my story. And I was like,
man.
"You guys are all being catfish. This isn't me."
Welcome to the club.
The worst part, this isn't. Someone made a whole Match.com account about me. And
unbelievable.
Like paid money to catfish people. But the part that hurts is like, use my face all you want, but my dog, you get my dog involved. Right. She's putting pictures of my dog up there acting like it's her dog. No, that's my dog.
Right.
What so we've been dealing with this for like 2 years, but there's I've hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fake profiles of me, dating sites, you
it's
name
so
it.
Pathetic.
Like
it's
so
like, what the fuck, dude?
So many.
Like I can show you some of the emails we get on customer service. Like, is there a Steven that works there? I'm like, no.
But they'll use pictures of my nieces and nephews saying that they're my kids and shit like that. And it's
there was one girl. So you've probably seen on my profile, like there's one girl who used like my dead brother's backstory and acted like he died of cancer when it was a car accident. And she's like has this sob story about her brother dying of cancer, and I'm just like, why are you doing that?
So what's interesting about all this, I actually didn't understand truly the relevance of the show Catfish, right? Mm-hmm. That's been around for years now.
Yeah. I mean, it basically started when online dating started.
Right, and then when I saw those episodes, I'm like, get out of here. And then now with the brand and like, him getting catfish, and now you're coming to the table saying that. And I know a few other people, like any type of models we've worked with or some, where it happens. But it's like, here's my thing. And we talk about this a lot. Like, you don't really have to try to figure out that it's bullshit. Yeah. And like, it is zero effort to go. Like, I could find out in probably 10 minutes if this Tinder account is horse shit.
Yeah.
And like we've had countless people, and I'm like, he has one Instagram account. That's it.
It might be like you think
is
about
if
it.
My Instagram isn't linked to their Hinge profile.
Right.
If it's not linked, it's not me.
Correct.
So
that's what I would think, right?
Like
it's common sense.
Well, and I've had actual conversations on Hinge with people, and they're like, "Are you catfishing me?" I'm like, "How do I even prove that it's actually me anymore?"
Right.
Because there's so many profiles of me out there.
Yeah.
How I don't know how to tell you that it's me. I'm not gonna give you my fucking Snapchat. Oh, the best part is these guys who are getting catfished. I'm like, sorry, that's a catfish account. Super nice about it. Then they're like, but can I have your Snap?
Yeah, exactly.
No, what the fuck?
So what I've had issues with is, on multiple occasions, it'll be people that have been in communication with someone for like 6 months.
Well, that was the Match.com. And these people think they had relationships with me.
Yeah, no joke. And then they finally find out that it's not me, and they'll message me. I'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, this happens all the time." They think that
they have a relationship with you.
Yep. And then they try to continue.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know you. Sorry.
Yeah, but I've had so many like people sending thousands and thousands of dollars to people, so much money that these people have given to.
I haven't had that.
Yeah, it's bad.
There's the one girl on Match.com tried that, and he was like, a few guys were like, "All right, yeah, I want to meet you in person first, though." To the point where they actually like drove or flew somewhere, and she wasn't there. Mm-hmm. And then they take it out on me on my actual profile, mm-hmm. and I'm like, "Why didn't you do your homework before you? Why didn't you FaceTime her?" This one guy recorded hours of phone conversations where she was talking like she was me.
Did she have a cute voice at least?
No. She had like a thick Alabama accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which, if you're into that.
What was her name?
I don't know what her actual name was. Oh. She just talked about her life as me.
Did she say her name was Amy?
Yeah.
Oh, so
she was a sign language interpreter.
Amy.
She was a sign language interpreter named Amy from Minnesota, and
But she had an Alabama accent.
Yeah, she like moved there or something because she couldn't fake all those pictures of me in Minnesota. Yeah. In the snow.
True.
And so she like was telling people like, my favorite thing about sign language is that it's a universal language and all this shit, and I'm like, it's not though. Like, she's saying stuff that's not even factual.
Yeah, but these people aren't gonna check.
No.
They just see a cute face and they're like, "I'm down."
Hey, whatever you say, baby.
Yeah, I'm down.
She was like, just spewing lies about sign language and my family and all this shit. It's like, they're like, "Oh, so like he recorded these phone conversations," and he's like, "So why are you an interpreter?" And
you so suffer from this?
Do you suffer from it?
And we're back from a break that you didn't know we took. So, yep.
Dude, I broke the seal. I'm pissed twice now. It's ridiculous.
Caffeine? Bah.
No, that and two of these
water.
bad boys. Yeah. Yikes. Big gulps,
Super
you know?
hydrated. Well, see you later.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. Yeah, people are... I honestly, when it comes with the whole catfish thing, I'm so sick and tired of it. Like, you have no idea.
It's gotten to the point where it's like funny. Like, I saw this guy.
If it goes on for a while. Like, I've been dealing with this for 2 years.
It's annoying. It definitely pisses me off when they get like my dog or my family or my anyone involved. I'm like, come on. But I was out one night, and this guy comes up to me. He was probably in like his 40s, and he was like, "Amy Fillhouer." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "I know you from Instagram," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." He was like, "I can't believe it's you." And keep in mind, I don't have that many followers. I have like 7,500. That's not. In retrospect, it's not like I'm an influencer. It's not like I'm Instagram famous.
Yes, you are.
Well, so he walks away. He like bought me a drink and leaves. Ideal. And then my friend goes,
"Ideal."
My friend goes,
Red Bull.
What was that about? I go, "I don't know. He must watch a lot of porn."
Oh, God. Oh, God.
And my friend was like, "Wait, what? Huh? What'd you say?"
Dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, so if you're not at a famous level, right? And could you imagine with someone famous? I mean, are mega famous people getting catfish? Probably not.
No, they're too famous.
Not when
you
everyone.
You have to be just enough like unknown, like me. Like, you have to be just under the radar. But like here in Minneapolis, it's so small here. I feel like I know everyone in this city. Mm-hmm. So it's amazing.
Yeah, I know.
It's amazing that people still are getting catfished by my face.
It never happens. I've never dealt with anyone from Minnesota ever.
Yeah. Well, this girl that used Match.com, she was actually out in California. And so those guys, but these guys from yesterday, I mean, it's Tinder. So she's apparently in the area because the guy that like messaged me is like from New Prague or something.
Interesting.
It's so shitty. It's like, the funny thing is, if they would, like we've talked about this, if they'd actually take their energy and focus it on something,
they'd crush it.
They'd crush it. They got a lot of tenacity.
Right? That's the word I was looking for.
It's a good word.
It's a good word.
It's a good word.
But like, dude, do something with your
English
fucking
degree, I'm using it.
Right? Do something with your fucking life.
Side note, I love like when people geotag themselves on Instagram, like they put where they're at, you know? Like I have like Minneapolis, Minnesota or whatever.
Sure.
I love when they geotag like New Prague, Minnesota. Like what the fuck does that mean to someone who doesn't live in Minnesota? Why would you even put that?
Yeah, no one cares.
Just put Minnesota. Just put Minnesota. I put Minneapolis because it's like
That's what people
would.
would.
It's a major city.
Yeah.
I also happen to live in it, right?
So you're not lying. That's good.
I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Although I did live in the Burbs for a minute, and I still kept Minneapolis there.
Where?
Prior Lake.
That's not the Burbs.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's the Burbs.
Prior Lake's the Burbs, dog.
It's a swift 30-minute drive.
Yep.
That
is the Burbs.
I lived with my parents. That was exhilarating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so where'd you?
Before that, I lived in Uptown.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then now you just moved to downtown.
Yeah.
Do you like which one? Uptown or downtown?
Yeah.
Uptown's bro fucking city now.
Uptown is like, I just graduated from college and I don't know what I'm doing. And also, do you guys want a day drink Monday through Sunday?
I love how you just change your voice to a dude right there.
Do you want to like day drink every day?
I was in SIG-UP. What were you in? Oh, that's sick.
Were you in a?
Fuck no.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I love how you just answered his question before it came out. That was awesome.
have nothing against it.
No.
I just like don't think that my personal attitude would fit well in that hemisphere. I don't. My outlook on life isn't as hunky-dory as sororities like it to be.
I don't understand.
I think they all lie to themselves.
Well, my
anyways.
sister's rushing for a sorority, and she has to buy all these. You have to buy a white dress for this event, a black dress for this event, a red one for the gala. The fucking like, you have to be careful about what you post on social media. You can't have boys over at the house. You can't like
a lot of rules. And I'm just trying to live. I'm just out here trying to live. How? Let me ask you, sister younger?
She's 18.
Okay, and so this is her first go at college, and she
her
thinks this is the way.
Try.
Well, she's out of state, so she doesn't know anyone.
Okay,
so she's out there doing her best. You
know?
Like, and I'm not knocking her for it, and she's fucking gorgeous. Like, if anyone could get in the top bitch sorority, it's her. Like, if anyone's gonna run that fucking school, it's gonna be her. So
right.
She like is so morbid and dry like me though, so I just don't see her
that might not work well,
like thriving in that environment.
Do you think she might you might like look on the news and where is she in school?
Creighton.
Where's that?
Nebraska.
You might ever think like mass murder in Creighton, Nebraska, and it was actually your sister because she couldn't take it anymore?
Nah, she's like a God-fearing Christian.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you? If you don't mind me asking.
We're on the come up.
We're
on the come up.
I didn't talk to him for a few years.
For a hot man.
Yeah.
we're getting
we're reconciling. I go to church and stuff.
Every Sunday?
I interpreted at a church.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I would go, and obviously I'm interpreting
Two birds.
the sermon.
Two birds,
one
stone.
Get 2 birds stoned at once.
Yep.
And so I would go, but I would be interpreting sometimes, and the pastor would say something where I'm like, that doesn't sit right with me.
Totally.
Like, talking about how and I know not all churches are like this. The church that I was raised in was not like this, but talking about how, like, your peers who don't do this, you won't see them in the afterlife.
Exactly. Shit like that. Yep.
I'm just like, wow.
I experienced that at so I'm a confirmed Catholic. Probably not a good one, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
but you could get in. You could get into the party.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I've done some shitty stuff, so I don't know. Yeah. But I went to what's that fucking cult?
There's a lot of them.
That cult. It's a cult for sure.
Alchemy? That was funny.
The church cult. That was a good one. I like that. The church fucking cult.
Can you make sure that clip goes on the...
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Title of the podcast is
Alchemy.
The cult?
Question mark? Yeah, we'll title it that. Eaglebrook.
Oh.
I actually have been to services there with my psychotic ex. Yeah.
And I was there.
I feel like River Valley.
Real quick, the best part was there was a Starbucks in the intro. Yeah. So I go, you got me. I walked in.
First of all,
sign me up.
Yeah, right.
First of all, you walk in and there's people at the door and they're like, welcome.
Blood brothers.
Yeah, and they hand you a fucking flyer.
Yeah.
And but I'm sitting there and I'm like, I was there with an ex-girlfriend and I'm just like, yeah, she wanted me to go, so I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll do this. Mm-hmm. And the pastor, well, I don't even know what the fuck you call those people there at Eaglebrook. I don't know.
The liaison.
Yeah. The speaker. And he goes,
the mouthpiece.
This is the only thing I remembered. He goes, he's talking about letting God into you and all that. And he was like, if you're with someone, dating someone who doesn't believe Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, you need to end that relationship because it won't work. And I'm sitting there like,
or make sure that you force him on that.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I have an ex who went on a mission trip. Mm-hmm. So you're thinking like Ghana or something, right? Mission trip.
Rhea?
Right. No, he goes to fucking Stockholm, Sweden. What do they need? That's one of the richest, most affluent countries in the world. Mm-hmm. So at that point, it's not a mission trip. You're not really helping.
He's there to party.
You're forcing Jesus down people's throats.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm already getting enough forced.
Well, easy.
He goes over there, and it's like, you know what? There are communities that can benefit from some hope in the,
Oh, for sure.
But to go to like a first world country and be like, you're not
the first of the first world country.
It's like Jehovah Witness. At that point, you're a Jehovah's Witness. Yeah. Congratulations, get off my doorstep.
Yep.
I have my own journey. Let me ride it by myself.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer of a higher power and whatnot, but I think that's with anything in life, is when you see something that is clearly trying to be forced upon someone. Yeah, that's not okay. Yeah, that makes you take 100 steps back.
Yeah. And for me, I don't think it's like fair to ever be like, I'm better than this person and I'm better than this group of people and I get to have a happy afterlife and they don't. Like, just let people live. You know what?
It's more simplistic. I agree. The attitude of people, like, especially with like religious beliefs and like sexuality and all this and that, I think too many people have like their agendas, and you have the right to believe what you want, but if that person wants to do some fucked up shit, and it's their life, and I think people
let them get their dick wet the way that they want to.
Well, right, and I think but that's the thing, is life is more simplistic, and everyone makes it.
Is that where we're drawing? Do I draw the line?
No, you can say what you want. It's just people making shit way too complex.
I think like my sister goes to a Catholic university, and she's been like dating around and like meeting, and they're like, this guy that actually was pursuing her is like against homosexuality in 2018.
Oh, really?
There's an 18-year-old.
Is he from down south or something?
No, he's from from Fargo. And there's still young people that aren't on board with it, and at that point, like everything that they believe is straight from their parents.
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
My parents were raised like in Catholic Wisconsin, and
where in Wisconsin?
Appleton.
Okay.
And my dad, and so obviously they were raised with a set of beliefs, and then you can change. Like, there were some things that my parents have never really been against, like homosexuality and all that stuff, but like things like tattoos and like all of that, like my parents have evolved their thoughts about those things because people evolve, and like they actually listened to, like, when I started getting tattoos and stuff, they actually listened to my thoughts about it. Or like when I started, like, my mom doesn't drink, so like when I go out and drink, my mom isn't like, that's not good. It's just different. So when you have parents like that, it's easy to have your own beliefs.
For sure.
But when you have parents that are like, no drinking, no tattoos, no this,
Then
no
you become
that,
a train wreck.
you're going to be a fucking train wreck. Or you're going to be a robot that continues to raise super shitty human beings.
I have a girl in my high school. She was that way. Her parents were like, can't do this, can do that, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? The second she was freshman in college, derailed, started doing heavy amounts of coke, booze, all this. Yeah. You're going from a sober individual to showing them that lifestyle. She dropped out of college, lost everything. Yeah. And it's like, I mean...
I always thought I could fuck up the most, and I could still tell my parents about it, and they would hear me out.
Mine too.
And that was the way that I was raised, and I am still here. And I'm breathing. And I'm moderately healthy.
Everything is fine. Yeah.
Everything is fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, it was.
So, but if you're raised in a household where you don't feel like you have a relationship with them beyond being disciplined,
right,
you're gonna be a wreck.
Yep.
Yeah, I think similar situation. I mean, both my parents came from absolutely nothing and had to build every single aspect of their lives. And I think that, well, they both come from tiny ass little towns. In my dad, northern Minnesota, my mom, northern Wisconsin. Like, she went to Catholic school all the way up and whatnot. And they had to build their whole lives and kind of see and evolve to what the world actually is, instead of from a small ass little town where nothing else changes no matter what. And I mean, I think both my my brothers were easy. My sister was pretty easy, and then I was the problem child.
I was the problem child.
And then they kind of had to.
the middle child?
Yeah.
It's very on brand of us.
Oh yeah, very, very, very.
That's how it works.
And like you put my family in a lineup, and you're like, who the fuck's this guy? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But they've always been so, like, because I've had my issues a lot, and they've been so incredible about understanding, but not enabling. They have never enabled me ever.
Exactly. When I was in high school and I was like going through it, like, Mom, I want to dye my hair black. Mom, look, I pierced my own belly button in my bedroom last night. Hey, Mom, look, like, leave me alone for 3 days, thanks. Like, my parents, like, still raised me, but, like, they were like, you want to paint your own bedroom with all those dark okay, we'll lay the tarp down, go nuts, a little artsy self. Like, they bought me all these canvases, they bought me, like, all my art supplies for me to get, like, they let me be my angsty, weird little self, but they also were like, you're good though, right? Like, up here, you
my
don't
parents
need
said
anything,
the same way, yeah.
Chemically you're good.
Yeah.
Like, they still, like, cared, but they gave me some wiggle room.
I think it's about parents.
I think if I could have had parents that are like, no, you can't paint your room black, you fucking weirdo. Like, no, you can't change your nail polish, change your piercings. Like, don't do that. I would have went worse. Like, I would have started doing, like, more, like, drugs or something. Like, and I wasn't doing all that in high school. Like, I was like I was on the path to success. Sort of.
So here's what I think. I think it's like a lot of times where parents they play the very fucking naive card, and it's like, okay, Bob, you drank when you were
Jeff.
You know what I mean?
You
like,
were in your 20s in the 80s, Jeff. I know what you did.
Yeah, and it's like you just. It's one of those things that you. I think if they lose that mentality and they don't become your best friend, that's a fucked up thing too. When you see parents, like the daughter's out with the mom and they're fucking, but it's like they're
those relationships are equally as bad,
right?
Where
like
they're just
mega,
enabling each other.
Yeah,
like,
They're both
wild.
broken as shit.
Well, I think like knowing
it's a balance.
Well, I think it all makes sense. Like, I know Jeff's parents extremely well. And so, like, hearing about, like, stories about growing up and shit like that, it makes sense because they had to, like, Jeff's parents had to work.
Yeah.
They did that shit. Their careers took them places, and they had to live an actual normal life. And then when you're raising a child, realizing, like, I went through this shit. They're gonna go through the shit. I'm not gonna hide the fact that they are.
Yeah.
But if they're anything like me, they'll maybe come out on the better side of it.
If I have kids, I'm going to have a real good lens on that shit.
Oh, yeah. You'd be like, and I think it's when so many parents, that's what's funny is you see parents that kind of put the blinders on, like,
that's not happening.
Like, that's not going to happen to my kid. And all that, and then shit starts happening.
Susan, your kid's a fucking
shit
idiot.
Starts happening, and your
daughter did coke right at the bar last night.
Yeah,
Carol.
Yeah.
Love how we're pulling these names up.
Yeah.
Susan and Carol.
I kind of lost my train of thought.
Yeah,
but,
the naivety.
Yeah, but it's like you know exactly, you lived what your child is living. Mm-hmm. Don't act like it's not happening or hide them from it because you didn't.
World's getting worse.
Yeah.
Cheryl.
Fucking yeah. Shannon. Denise.
Mavis. Wait, that's too far.
LaDonna.
No one. There's only one Madonna, dude.
LaDonna. My grandmother's name was LaDonna.
What's it now?
She's dead.
Well, she's still named LaDonna.
Yeah, but she's dead.
Well, it's like saying
R.I.P. Jima.
Rip LaDonna.
Rip LaDonna. It's like saying my grandma was a redhead. No, like actually no, that checks out because she died with gray hair.
Yeah.
But like her name's still Byrene.
Byrene?
Yeah.
I've never heard
That's
that.
It's a dope name.
It's actually really cool.
And then my mom's name is Charla. Like name another Charla.
Yeah, that's actually a really cool name.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're Amy.
Yeah, what the fuck?
They probably had their like complex names.
What's your dad's name?
Mark.
Mom, Charla. Where's your last name come from?
Apparently Germany.
That makes sense.
But like what's crazy is
because it's Fillhouer.
Yeah. What's crazy is that genetically I'm like almost 100% Norwegian.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't know where the
you got that Viking blood in you.
Oh yeah.
Samesies.
It's fierce.
Yeah.
It's fucking I'll just pillage your fucking family.
Yeah. Rape and plunder.
Awful.
Yeah. Well, that's how it went.
Literally. They were not peaceful people. Yeah, where my family is actually going to Norway, and my dad goes to Norway a lot.
Does he have family there?
No, but the business is over there.
The business? Mm-hmm. Offshore accounts, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Keep all of our money in fucking Switzerland.
Yeah, buried in holes and shit.
Yeah,
I get it.
No, we used to. I think we still do have family in Sweden. But what's crazy is if you came to one of our family reunions, we have like our book, like our family book, and it's all in Norwegian. Like my great grandpa's name was Olaf.
Olaf.
I know an Olaf. He's rad.
So I am like Scandinavian and Irish, and I know my grandma was a Mick, then changed to wear it when she married my grandpa. But I believe my grandpa's name got switched and my great-grandparents' names, Robinson, got switched to something easier when they came on the boat.
Yeah. Well, my name when they came over on the boat was like Fillhouer.
Fillhouer. That sounds German. I made that German.
Sounds disgusting.
Fillhouer.
It's basically choke.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So they changed it, made it more American. My mom's maiden name is Jacobson. Jacobson.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, those European names.
Do you know I'm allergic?
You're allergic to Norwegians?
Yeah. No, I'm related to Johnny Carson.
Nice.
Isn't that crazy?
How's that?
He was my grandmother's second cousin.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I'm technically related to the great Johnny Carson.
I smoke Papa Johns Hopkins.
That's not even related.
I don't know why that just came up.
Step Brothers.
You don't know anyone named
Maybe you saw that.
Oh yeah.
Do you want one of our Tatted Bros tees? You can get that on ironandingfitness.com for $25 or use discount code Alec for 10% off.
Cool.
Yeah, but the code might not work if it's catfished.
That's
it's
true.
Really you.
If it might not be.
Are you
me.
the real Alec?
Yeah.
It's like we got the catfish version.
Catfish King.
So annoying.
Yeah.
We should actually bring in the people that are catfishing both of you and bring them in like an episode of Catfish.
Or I should at least get kickbacks from all this fucking money that people are getting sent. Jesus.
Are people making money off your accounts, like in any way?
I haven't
just
heard.
more dating sites.
It's more so people just getting their hopes up, which is funny to me because it's not like, I don't know. I don't know how to say this without sounding like fishing for, but like there are like Instagram models that you could be, I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm not that
special. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's my hair. Everyone wants my luscious, long, beautiful locks.
Yeah,
you're saying it in a nice way, though. You're like, why am I, right? I mean, you're...
Yeah, why? There's, like, why don't you just use someone, like, really pretty? Like, you know? Like, why don't you go for it?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's twisted as shit that they're doing, that they do it anyway, you know? They paint a picture.
I mean, what's crazy is, like, what are you trying to get out of this? Because even if they do compliment
That's
you...
what I've always
said. Even if they do compliment you, they're not complimenting you, they're complimenting me. Like, can you send those my way? Because some days I have bad self-esteem days, and I'd like to see those.
Should I just start texting you compliments? Just a few every day?
So,
I'll make a list and start sending them off.
My best friend from college, Allie, she, like, whenever we hang... Like, I don't know, whenever we'd go out and do things, we do this game where you go around the table and... I think whenever it was like someone's birthday or you're going out in honor of someone, you go around the table and compliment the shit out of them, and each person gives them like a really heartfelt compliment.
It's really nice.
It was super nice. It was the most wholesome drinking game that we ever played. Yeah. And that's my favorite part about her friendship. When we play the compliment game, it's not even a game. You just go around and say nice things about each other until someone cries.
Does it always happen? Someone cries?
No, I haven't cried since July.
It's good. That's a good streak.
You should get one out.
It's a good streak.
You should get one out. Do you want to right now?
Yeah, someone make me cry. I bet if you punch me in the nose.
I'm not going to do that.
Fake catfish account and maybe that'll...
Should we look at my DM requests and see if anyone said anything mean?
You get mean DMs?
This guy yesterday, let me find it. Where is he? So yesterday I posted a story and it was of a truck, and the bumper sticker on the truck was "You're following a dirty boy." And I put it on my story and I said, "At my followers, like, you're following a dirty boy." And some guy responds and goes, "Unfollowed." And I go, "Thank you." And then he blocked me.
Sweet.
He didn't like that joke. Also, when I posted, remember last weekend when I was super hungover and I posted a picture of a guillotine, and I go,
that shit was funny
right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's funny.
And I got like 15 messages from people being like, "Are you okay? Like,
oh god,
this isn't funny."
It's the worst.
People.
My dad thought it was funny.
Yeah, I did. We have this. I think I got probably like 25 to 30 of these dumbass fucking messages. Yesterday I posted this. We have this. It's been going on forever. Have you ever seen the Eats the Poo Poos video?
No.
Oh my god,
it's funny as fuck.
It's fucking amazing. And I put that out. What did I say? Like
Daniel Tosh was.
Yeah, and I was like hashtag Friday night, and I got like 30 messages. "Oh, you eat ass?" ? I'm like, Jesus Christ, just fucking.
I mean, you're opening the floodgates for that shit, but the problem is, unless you're a blatant comedian, people are so fucking dumb, and if they don't know you, they don't know you're being sarcastic.
Also, then I literally I thought the guillotine thing was super funny.
Yeah.
And then I had to post like a thing right afterwards, being like, "Guys, I'm not gonna. Where do I even find a guillotine?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna guillotine myself.
You'd have to make yourself one.
I have to get a sword, and get a lever. I can make it. Yeah. No, I got it on Halloween. I remember I got a DM from this guy. Do you remember my Halloween costume? I was Wednesday Addams.
Yep.
From the Addams family.
Along with like everyone else. Yep.
A wig.
Mm-hmm.
I looked the part. Like everyone I met that night thought that I legit had black hair because I dropped like a lot of money on that wig.
Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Was it?
I'm gonna wear it again.
Do it.
I just need to find the time, and I need to like look less emo when I wear it.
Why?
Touche.
Isn't that the point?
Well, that night I was like super pale, and I wore like black lipstick and like my whole Wednesday Addams outfit, and I looked scary.
Yeah.
Like fear boner on top of fear boner. The best kind in my opinion.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Scary. Like all the
girls. Did you watch The League? Is that where?
No.
Fear boner is prevalent in The League, so never mind. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Go on.
Well, the girls I was with were all like Baywatch and like fucking
showing their
Uma
tits and
Thurman
shit.
And you know. And then I was like this creepy little girl. Like not sexy, just like scary. And so I posted a story and this guy responds and just goes, "Ugly." And
don't you love how everyone has to have their fucking 2 cents about something?
I'm like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
And I had like a whole conversation with him, and I responded and I said thank you, and he was like, that wasn't a compliment.
You're like, really?
What? That's my favorite compliment. And I was like, you should be nicer to strangers on the internet. And he goes, my grandma raised me to be a really nice man. And I go, your grandma's a whore.
What did he say to that? Was he upset about it?
He like unfollowed me. My thing is like, if you think I'm ugly, why are you following me?
Maybe not everyone follows you for your looks, and maybe they think you're very smart and funny.
I'm not.
No.
I'm an idiot. I'm not funny.
I've laughed a few times today.
Yeah. I always love when people like announce that they're unfollowing me. I'm like, cool.
I don't think I've ever got that.
That's nice. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah. Hey, just to let you know, after I send this, I'm going to unfollow you.
I'm unfollowing
you.
Okay.
Well,
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for keeping me in the loop.
Yeah. Appreciate your...
I was gonna look through all of you just to see who did it today, and then cry about it tonight and journal about it.
Just have a... You know what I should start doing? Just start writing the people on my wall at whatever for every unfollow I get. Gown.
And then,
or list all my followers.
I just put another pin in my voodoo doll.
Yeah, and X out the names that unfollow
Fuck you
me.
at
Chimichanga
nice
98.
guy 64. Pin in the heart. Have fun bleeding out.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, social media is great. I mean, I just have fun with it.
Yeah.
I have so much fun with it because I don't take it serious.
My thing with social
all.
media is, this is gonna sound so millennial of me, but imagine being single in like the 70s.
And like meeting someone
out, like having to go out in public to interact with people.
Excuse me, Amy.
Hi.
I think you're.
Hi. I saw you from across the bar, and I think you're really cute. Yeah. Okay.
You know, that's how you did it.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's
now I just
10
slide
times
in the
better.
DMs.
Is that what you do? You just sliding in all day long.
Hey, I'm here. Hello.
Hey, hello.
Just slid in just now.
Name's Amy.
Amy.
I make finger music.
I think you're cute.
Do you wanna hang out?
I actually did DM this guy, and I was like, hey, I think you're really handsome, and I can't go another day without you knowing that I think so. And then I flew to Vancouver and met him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How'd that go?
Fine. Never saw him again, but
was it worth it?
Yeah.
You just flew to Vancouver?
Yep. Picked me up from the airport. And we hung out for a few days. And I flew home, and we never spoke. Well, we spoke again, but I never saw him again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I flew to Nashville.
You're just a...
Never spoke to him again.
Hey, I have an idea. Stop doing that.
But also another idea is maybe do it again.
Maybe.
My parents love when I do it. They love it.
Like,
I'm like, hey, Mom, can you take me to the airport?
They're probably like, so do you tell them, like, I'm going to meet a guy?
Yeah.
And are they, like,
my mom
terrified about it?
My mom, like, Googles them for a minute.
Oh, really?
And she, like, checks in every, like, 12 hours. And except when I was in Nashville, I didn't tell her. Like, I didn't talk to her the whole time I was there. I was only there for 24 hours. So I'm like, I got to make the most of this.
Yep.
Get this shit moving. Well, he dropped me off at the airport. And then, like, we really didn't talk after that. And that was fine. He busy. I'm busy.
Yep.
I've never been to Nashville, though, so it was cool.
I haven't either.
It's a cool city.
Yeah.
It is. I like it there. Nashville's dope.
Vancouver guy, though, he's married, has a baby now.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah. Maybe you were the one that said he needed to make... Yeah, you're the good luck Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta... You're the stepping stone to something...
Guy I went to see in Maine. He has a girlfriend now.
Good for him.
I think those are the only times that I did that.
So 3 times.
3 times.
Hop on some flights and see ya.
Well, South Carolina. My
4.
my ex.
Oh, okay.
That was him, South Carolina. But I lived there for a while, so I didn't really count that.
Okay.
It's like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm stuck.
Death.
For 2 days. I get axe
Death.
murdered.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Maybe.
I'd finally be famous.
You would be like blonde girl
Gets axe murdered in Vancouver. Flies out to see a complete stranger, never comes home.
Yeah.
Who saw that coming?
Everyone.
My dad. My poor dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my cop out, everything I do, I can cop out of by saying, you know what? Life is about experiences.
Most basic.
Someday I'm going to raise a girl. For the love of God, do not give me a girl. Yeah. Everything that she could possibly do. She's like, Mom did it.
Yep, exactly. True. Mom flew to 12 different cities.
Mom left the country to meet a man.
Mom had to go through customs. That's dedication.
The shit we do.
God.
I even paid for that flight.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How much was it?
I don't remember, but I was like 19.
Okay.
I had to really save up for it.
So did you start saving up when you were 17?
No, I started saving up when I DM'd him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just knew right then and there?
Yeah,
I was like, I'm going to Vancouver.
He looked like James Franco.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I'd do that, too. He's a handsome fellow.
I completely disagree with that. But
You don't...
No, Franco, I just don't think
You don't think he's handsome?
No.
I think he's handsome.
I think he could. I think it's maybe a lot of the movie roles I've seen him in. He's just so disheveled and like...
I'm into that, though.
Yeah?
Do you think he's circumcised?
Where's he from?
Probably America.
LA? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
I always wonder that.
Oh, God. All right, well, I suppose we could wrap this bad boy up. Do you want to plug your social media, stuff like that? People can check you out. YouTube's, all that kind of stuff.
I'm on LinkedIn.
You're on LinkedIn.
I'm on Facebook.
Facebook.
Do not add my Facebook. Yeah. I will not accept you. I'll accept you and you.
We're already friends, so that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We're Facebook pals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Amy Fillhouer. I don't know why I did that. It used to be Amy Fillhouer, but...
What is it?
Amy Fillhouer. Just took the vowels out of my last name.
Oh.
Was that like an artsy thing for you?
Well, I remember when I posted that kind of risky picture in like a bra.
Yep.
And I was like, I work with the youths. Maybe I should take my last name out.
Okay, one question. That photographer.
Mm-hmm. Really, I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love that guy. I've worked with him a few times, and he's so fun to work with. I would shoot with him anytime. So he'll send me concepts and be like, hey, you want to do this? I'm like, sure, whatever. Cool. I'm not a model.
No, you're not.
So I'm like, whatever, content. Yeah.
There you go.
So I went. He's cool. I would never like actually consider modeling professionally. That business is like, I might as well try to be an actress.
Yep.
It's gnarly. I know a girl who actually did it like full on, and she had to eat cotton balls with orange juice soaked in them, and they do like really fucked up shit.
But yeah, so I changed my last name on Instagram because of that. But then I started that blog, and my blog is amyfillhouer.com.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, fuck it. I got to just delete those pictures.
Yeah.
My dad commented on it too, and he was like, Amy Lauren. And
that's it.
Yeah.
Just a disappointing
first
and
every
middle
time I
name.
post something without pants on or something, my dad comments, and he's like, ugh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
And then his comment gets like 50 likes.
That's funny.
But I warn him. I like send it to my mom. I'm like, hey, I'm about to post this. Warn dad. And then I get a text from my aunt being like, honey, I think you should really think about what you're putting on the internet.
Unfollow me.
I'll block you if you want.
Do it.
Just kidding.
And then your YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube is just Amy Fillhouer, Fillhouer. If you just Google, like, if you look up Amy Fillhouer sign language interpreting, something will pop up.
Yeah.
Something will pop up.
Sign language.
If you Google me, my high school pageant will come up.
Fuck yes, I'm about to do that right when we're done here.
I was in a pageant, and spoiler, I didn't win.
Why?
I know. Probably because I said shit in the interview.
Oh, that might do it.
So
that's not very miscongeniality of you.
Not very, no.
All right. Well, we'll also put all those in the in the link as well, all your stuff. But thanks for coming to hang. Mm-hmm. It was a good time, good conversation, good laughs. And as always, follow Iron Inning Fitness at ironinningfitness.com. And Jeff's Instagram is at Jeff Baustert, Baustert. And mine is at Alec Robinson _ because some asshole took at Alec Robinson.
Dick
but
move.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's it for another episode. And again, if you guys have any questions, send them to podcast at ironinningfitness.com and we will answer those for you. So
I'm so excited.
Thank you. And we'll catch you next time. See ya.